had an issue with abortion, but reproductive oppression makes it hard for someone like me to get birth control. Or even like, you know, the Plan B pill. Like, I went through a hard time, you know, just trying to find a place to help me out to get the Plan B pill. Like, I couldn't go to Walmart because they charged too much and I was really broke at the time. And I needed a friend to help me get basically the Plan B from Planned Parenthood.
Yep.
Oh, I mean, reproductive justice affects everyone, whether you know, whether you have kids, whether you never had kids, whether you had an abortion, or whether you've been pregnant or never been pregnant. It affects all women.
Exactly. And so that's why I felt like it was important to shine a light on women that are in prison, because a lot of people are not knowledgeable about these issues and what's going on. They're only knowledgeable about what's right in front of their face and, you know, things like that. So when you talk about women and reproductive justice and reproductive oppression, you have to, you know, look at all women, women in prison, women in Mexico, women in the U.S., you know, because I would say that reproductive justice is a very strong issue that is for, you know, low-income minority women, but, you know, other women, you know, get faced with these problems too. And so also I wanted to talk about how, you know, women in prison were being shackled during their labor and delivery. And in the federal prison system, there are laws against shackling women during labor and delivery, but in detention centers where most female inmates are held, there are no regulations.
And I feel like that's probably the worst law they can have as far as pregnant women in jail, because if you're in labor, you're not a flight risk. No one's going to try to escape from jail while they're in labor. It's just, I don't know if it's physically impossible. It seemed like it would be. To me, that law is just ridiculous, and they need to just, you know.
Well, I had a delivery, and if I was in prison delivering a child, I would definitely not be trying to escape. It is
right. There are more important things at hand, like giving birth.
Exactly. And so another reproductive oppression that I wanted to talk about was this woman that was in prison, and she was in there for 5 years, and she was diagnosed with HIV. And so once she was diagnosed with HIV, she had no choice. You know, she had to take, you know, preventive medication. So, you know, she went into depression and shock. And, you know, when people are diagnosed with something as serious as that, you know, a lot of people, they don't know how to handle it. And then, you know, her being already in prison, you know, it was a big deal for her, and, you know, it weighed heavily on her emotionally. But once she got out, she went and she got tested again, and it came to that she didn't have HIV. Looks like we have a caller. Go ahead, caller. Oh, caller, please call back. Your questions and comments are very important to us.
Yes, they are.
And so, as I was saying, after she got out, she went to see a doctor, and she got tested again, and she did not have HIV. And so she went to court, and she tried suing the doctor, but she lost her case because her original results and documents saying that she was diagnosed with HIV were never to be found. And to me, that's just like a big atrocity to me, because it's just like, how could you play with somebody's life like that and make them think that they have something that they don't have, and then give them medication, you know, that can alter them because they don't have that problem. You know, so who knows what that woman is suffering, what she's going through, because she had to go through that trauma, and that is also a form of reproductive oppression. And so I just want to go back to, earlier, Radiance, you were talking about how, you were trying to get the Plan B pill and you had a hard time accessing it. And so, Radiance is a lovely, person. She's very educated, she loves to read, and she found this interesting article. And this article was from last year, but it's about someone trying to access the Plan B pill. So, Radiance, why don't you go and tell us what the article is about?
Okay, the article was written by a doctor named Paul Joannitis. He was basically trying to, get a Plan B pill for a demonstration because he does sex education demonstrations. And he went to Walmart, and the lady at the clerk at the clinic, at the Walmart clinic, would not let him get the Plan B pill. And he told her, lawfully, by law that he can obtain it, because he's over 18. And she told him no. And then he asked to speak to her supervisor, and the supervisor ended up, giving him the Plan B pill because he said, by law you only have to be 17 in order to get it, and it's not specified whether to be a man or a woman. And unfortunately, I feel like a lot of people probably get discouraged by someone who automatically tells them no. They don't usually go over over the person's head to talk to the supervisor. And luckily for him, he's educated, so he knows these things. But there's so many people who don't know these things. Anyone over 17 without a prescription can get Plan B, and no one can tell you that you can't.
Exactly. So that is another form of reproductive oppression. You're discouraging people from accessing something that is their right.
And I'm sorry to
go
interrupt you.
ahead.
A lot of people believe that the Plan B pill is an abortion pill, and it's not. All it is an amped up dose of birth control. Well, I want to clear that myth as well.
Thank you for clearing that up, Radiance. Because she's right. A lot of people don't know that, even though on the commercial it says this is not the abortion pill.
Right. People assume it, though, automatically.
Then again, a lot of people that are anti-choice, they do not believe in birth control or any kind of contraceptive. And, this is just sad. It's sad that we can sit here and we can talk about all these oppressions that women experience just trying to accessing something that is a legal procedure like abortion. It's my right to have it if I want it, and it should only be my choice. And so, Roe v. Wade, that was a big win for us. Even like those billboards that we have been talking about that have been saying every 21 minutes our next leader is aborted, and the most dangerous place for an African American woman is the womb. Those are a form of reproductive oppression too. But happily enough, and it was about time, justice is being served. And the billboards that were on 58th and State Street have been taken down. So, yay! For us, that's another big victory. It might seem small, but to us, it's big because, there are so many oppressions that we're facing every day. We have to cherish the little ones. So,
we have a caller.
Go ahead, caller.
Hi, how you doing?
We're fine. How are you? Can you speak up for us?
Sure. I was just listening when you said that it's your body, it's your choice if you want to have an abortion or whatever. Can you hear me?
Yes.
But what about the fathers who play a part in this, because you didn't make that child by yourself, and he may want that child. So you can't basically say it's just your choice. It should be a choice that's between the two.
Well, that is for the woman to decide, because at the end of the day, like I said, it's my body. It's my choice. The man does not have to carry a fetus for 9 months. And let me tell you, when I was pregnant, I have eczema. I was walking around looking like a lizard. I couldn't go to Great America, and my family had tickets that year. It was summer. It was hot. You know, he didn't have to go through those changes. And now that my daughter is here, I'm the one that takes care of her. I have to take her to school every morning. When I get ready to go out and go to work, I have to find somebody to watch her. You know what I'm saying? I have to do all the financial, the mental, and the physical support for my child that I chose to have. You know, now if a woman is with a guy and he, you know, expresses that to her and she believes that, you know, and she decides, well, okay, I'll consider his opinion, then that's up to her. But at the end of the day, the only person's decision that matters is the woman's, because it's your body. You're going to have to go through those changes. You know, he could just walk out at any time. He could say, I want this baby, I want you to have it, and then as soon as you have it, he could say, be nowhere to be found. And then what? So at the end of the day, it's the woman's choice. And so I know we have 1 minute left, and we just want to wrap up by listing what reproductive freedom means. So did you want to do that, Radiant?
Sure. Number 1, the right to comprehensive, age-appropriate information about sexuality and reproduction. Number 2, the right to choose to have a child. 3, the right to good, affordable health care to assure a safe pregnancy and delivery. 5, the right to choose not to have a child. 6, the right to the full range of contraceptive services and appropriate information about reproduction. 7, the right to choose to end an unwanted pregnancy. 8, the right to safe, legal, affordable abortion services. 9, the right to make informed choices. 10, the right to easily accessible health care that is proven to be safe and effective. And number 11, the right to reproductive health and to make our own reproductive choices.
And until we have achieved all of that and we have all of that, we will not fully have reproductive justice and reproductive freedom. So if you have any questions, you know, any concerns, you want to know anything, here's our number, 312-663-0338. Give us a call. Let us know your thoughts, how you feel about things, or if you need help or anything, just give us a call. And so we just want to say thank you, viewers, for watching, and good night.
Good night.